Hey everyone, it's Anthony here from Weekend Garage. If your active air dam is damaged, stuck, or you've replaced your bumper where you no longer need it, it'll most likely cause a check engine light or a warning light on your dashboard. So in today's tutorial, I'll show you guys with AlfaOBD how we can program it out so it no longer causes that error on your dashboard. In today's step-by-step tutorial, I'll show you guys everything you'll need to get this done. So the demo vehicle we're using is a 2020 Ram Rebel, which does not have the active air dam, but the BCM is the same for your vehicle if you do have an air dam. So what you're going to need is an AlfaOBD bypass cable and our OBD reader from Weekend Garage. These are all available on our website, weekendgarage.com, and the software itself, whether you use Windows or Android, it's all available. And if you guys have any questions, you can email us directly at info@weekendgarage.com. So in our 2018 Plus vehicle, we're going to look under the driver's side knee area. We're going to look up. So as we're looking up, this is the module we're trying to pull out. There's no other ones here, so we're going to reach up, press on the quick disconnect right here. Just press down and pull out. Same for the other one. Comes out really easily. These are the two tabs. After that, we're going to grab these two connectors and plug in our cable. They only go in one way, so there's no way to mess this up. After you've made a successful connection, you should see a red light, which means the product is now powered and ready for us to connect. So if you've made the connection correctly, you should see a red light on the AlfaOBD Weekend Garage reader. We're now ready to do programming on our Android device or Windows. What you want to do next is press the start button on your truck twice. So one time puts it in accessory mode and another time puts it in run. Now that's in run, I'm going to show you guys Now that's in run, I'm going to show you guys on your phone on how to connect to it. So after you've plugged everything in, we're going to grab our phone. I'm going to show you guys right here on the side of the screen what I'm looking at. First off, we're going to pull up our Bluetooth settings on your phone. Click on Bluetooth. And then we're going to look for Weekend Garage on the bottom. It's going to show up as available devices. We're going to click on that, Weekend Garage. Once you click on it, it's going to ask you for a PIN, which is the password. The password is 1234. So once it saves and it shows up as a paired device, as you can see on this list, we're going to open AlfaOBD and it will look something like this. The home page, as you pull up AlfaOBD, we're going to go on the top left and click on the Bluetooth logo and then click on Weekend Garage. What that's going to do is connect your phone or your laptop or whichever device you're using onto the reader and into your vehicle and ready for programming the modules. After that, we're going to look on the middle left where it says Dodge Ram. We're going to click on that, select car module, select car model, and then we're going to scroll down, Ram DT 1500, select function. You want to look for body computer, control unit. You're going to select your year for your truck. So this is a 2020. I'm going to choose that and hit connect. Once it's connected, it's going to say connected, and then we're going to go on the bottom right, the logo with the hood open down here. You can't miss it. And it's going to say select procedure to start. We're going to click on that, scroll down. And if you've never programmed your vehicle before, and this is the first time ever, it's always a good idea to back up your vehicle configuration to file right here. You just click on that, click start, give it some time. Once it's done, it'll say procedure completed successfully. After that, we can go back out a menu. And with backing up the file, it's only required if you guys are changing things you don't know and you go too far off and you can't reverse or backtrack what you changed. Typically, if you follow our tutorials, you'll never need to restore your vehicle programming. So next, we're going to go on car configuration change. After you've backed up your file, select option. What you're going to type in the search bar up top is active, and then it's going to show you active air dam present under powertrain. You're going to click on that, scroll down. It's going to ask you to select a value. If your vehicle is equipped with the active air dam, then it'll show up as yes. But for our truck, it already doesn't have it, so it's going to say no. So in your case, if you're trying to disable it, you're going to hit start. And if the current status of the component is yes, it's going to take some time. You can hit start. After a few seconds, it's going to say procedure completed. You can hit it again, and it'll show you the current status of the component will now say no. That is all that's required to change the functionality of your air dam from yes to no. And after that, your vehicle will still show the error code or fault code on your dashboard. It doesn't just automatically go away. So what you're going to want to do next, after you've disabled your computer to recognize that air dam, you're going to want to go down to the check with the engine logo where it says check, the yellow one right beside the car with the open hood. And you're going to click read all faults. For you, it's going to show you the fault number. Typically it's U00 or P0, whichever one it is, the one that's causing your check engine light. Once you click on the list, it'll show you what it actually is, but in this case we don't have it. But once you see that code, we're going to hit clear faults. This is to fully finalize the programming and remove the error from your dashboard so it no longer shows up. So once you've hit clear faults, your check engine light will now no longer show up. That is all for how to program out the active air dam for your vehicle. So if your vehicle is still having the error, what you want to make sure is that the connection, when you disconnected it, it's not corroded. If there's corrosion on that connector and it's shorting out all of the time, it'll still pull the error code, and disabling it will not remove that. So you got to make sure the connection physically is correct and there's no damage, corrosion, or it's not shorting out. People usually put tape or some sort of dielectric grease so it no longer shorts out or corrodes. So that's all for today's tutorial. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Let me know if you guys got any questions. You can leave them down in the comments below. And you can let me know what tutorials you want to see on the RAM platform next, and we'll get back to you with a new tutorial every week. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you guys in the next one.